Good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing? Hey Raj, good afternoon. Hey Chris, RS, Moran, Timo, and welcome to all the folks on YouTube. It's a pretty good room, Chris. Really very proud of the people that are in the room every day and help each other out. That's really cool. It's really nice. Okay, let's get to it and see how we're going to peel this banana. Hey Napshark, how you doing? I got your message. Sorry, it was a little busy, but all good. We'll chat tomorrow. Hey Chen, ça va? Oh, you got some prop firm accounts going. That's good. All right, let's go take a look and see what we're gonna do today. Well, once again, we've got a little bit of a macro change in the market. We have a gap. So there's Friday's high, and our overnight low is 58.62 and change. My level is 58.60. What I'm looking for is to see how well this or how strong this change is. Let's see if we get a liquidation back down to correct inventory a little bit. So what happened was Sunday night we had this big move up. I removed the Sunday. If I show it, there's Sunday's profile. So here's Friday. Here's Sunday night. Here's that weird little Monday half session. And then this is the latest Globex profile. So that's why I have the overnight high and the overnight low marked using this one. So if you look at the last three sessions, right, most of the volume is above 58.60. So there is some product up here on a swing time frame. Okay. So I'm looking to see how sticky the buying in this area is. Now, that's not a concept a lot of you guys are going to be familiar with. But if you've ever had to pay people to bring buying into a stock, and I have, right? So if I paid Etienne and I told Etienne and Shark and RS, they're my three promoters, right? And I gave them each $100,000 to bring buying into the stock, bring in 5-to-1 buying over these last 3 days, and I was able to sell, say, $500,000 worth of stock, right? So I sold 1.5. I gave them 100,000 each, and so how much do I have to buy back? How good is that buying? How sticky is that buying retention? This is the only trading room you'll ever hear about buying retention. Because no other trading rooms are run by guys who have paid people to buy stock. Okay, and that's a very common thing. So how good is the buying retention? What is the percentage of people, if it breaks 58.60, What is the percentage of people that will hold as opposed to puke out? Now, these are quite speculative markets, so a good amount will puke out. That's okay. It's not a big deal. But always remember that this move was made on Sunday. This is Monday, and this is last night. These moves, we don't know how good the buying retention is. So be careful getting long above 5,900. And if we get down to this 58.60 today in RTH, if it doesn't look below and fail, be careful shorting. Right? Because what we're supposed to do is take this inventory, sell it at a higher price, put it on sale back here. Let's see whether or not this, because I can't tell if the news, and I can't believe I'm saying this. Nowadays, I don't know what news is real, what news is not real. And so I have to let the market tell me. Like, he could say there's no tariffs, and this morning he could wake up and hit the Diet Coke button and change his mind. I don't know what's real. I don't know what's not real. And I'm not like, there's a guy I watch on YouTube. I call him Scarf Guy, Raoul Pal. And he's a macroeconomic guy. He's ex-Goldman. He went to the right schools. They do economic forecasting. I don't know how to do any of that stuff. So I'm like a blue-collar trader, right? The only thing I can do is let the market tell me what's real and what's not real, right? In a way, it does it levels the playing field for us, Mark, because you know what? Retail traders are the ones, and I read it and we posted this in the rooms, right? This dip here, where all the institutions were sitting and waiting, retail bought the hell out of that. So the retail trader has come a long way from the quote-unquote foolish, dumb money, right? So what we're looking to see is how much of this buying sticks. I got to say, I'm short biased, okay? I'm short biased until we find the bid. And right now, the bid in this market, just get rid of the extended hours. The bid in this market right now is here. Around 58.85. And then I would say, if we lose 85, I would use each one of these half-hour bars here. This one, this one, this one. So 85, 80, 75, 71, 62, and then 58.60. Hey, Elsie, how you doing? Right? So each one of these stops, it'd be a place of interest for me on the way down. The overnight inventory is long, right? It's gap long. It's 100% long because we use the last close, and the last close of the last regular trading hours days down here. It's Friday. So we are going to open on a gap. There is going to be a short position here. And the shorts are bid all the way up to, I'd say, 58.85. So if we lose that 85 bid on the open, then, we've got that movement lower. Let's see. Because they've gone and changed the macro again over a weekend. So now, and the market really hasn't had a chance to react to it during regular work hours, right? So the Globex sessions have been, completely different. Had a big gap up. We had a big move outside of Friday's range on Sunday night. Let's see if it sticks. That's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to get everybody to short the market, but I'm just saying if you are building a long position here, right, what you want to realize is the overnight inventory is above us here. Time and volume are above us. So that's going to create some selling pressure. Now, if we get back above 59.05, now there's a clue, right? And if we start taking out the 59.10s, right? If we start doing this, be careful on the short side, because it might have another kick at the can to the upside before the liquidation, right? And I think Elsie and I have been saying for the last 2 or 3 years, sometimes the market won't correct inventory for a period of time, right? It'll go sideways as long as it can to dump all its cheap inventory before it breaks. And a lot of people get trapped shorting too early. So something to be aware of, because it takes time to get rid of all your crap. Right? It takes time to distribute size. It doesn't happen in an instant. They'd love it to happen in an instant, but it just doesn't. What's going on for news today? You're right. The price action is almost like it's 2 different days. uh, I think a lot of people got short. Here's what I was thinking, and I don't know if you're around, Howard. Hey, thanks, InfoRisk. I think a lot of people got short Friday. Yeah, the thing is, I don't know what Nvidia is going to do with its earnings. I have no clue, right? So I just got to wait until the chart tells me, right? So here's that big gap. There's Friday's high, 58.43 and 3/4. The overnight low is down here at 58.62. There's a massive gap, but what I think happened also was Friday when M period opened, that's the last half hour, right? We liquidated all the way down, and I think a lot of people got trapped short in that liquidation underneath 58.23, underneath 58.25, going into the close thinking that Sunday night we were going to maybe gap down and, abracadabra, and we gap up. So don't be surprised if it's a little choppy and the market really doesn't know what to do, right? Yeah, pretty much like magic, like abracadabra, no more tariffs. It's no wonder the institutional guys are running around pulling their hair out, going, "What is he doing?" And can you imagine being an analyst who has to do economic modeling, and you spend 36 hours building a model, and then he changes all the macro in one tweet, and then he changes it back, and then you got to go do it all over again? Oh my God. Wild times. So let's see. And that whole thing, I don't know if that's policy yet. Is that just something he said? Or did he put out an official statement saying that they're not going to have tariffs? Or did he say, it's 3 in the morning, I'm eating my Big Mac, I don't feel like doing it anymore. Anyway, either way, I'm not going to try and figure it out. I'm going to let the market tell me, and I'm going to let the large size traders tell me where they're going to engage and where they're going to execute and where they're going to step back. So right now, point of control of the overnight is 58.97. That's where all the inventory is parked. And we're going to open out a gap, right? Like I said, I'm short biased, but not if the market starts going higher, then I'm not short biased, right? I'm biased until my bias is proven wrong, right? So say I'm short biased and I think I'm looking maybe for the look above and fail of 59.02. And the market gets to 59.02 and just goes right through it, right? Rips through it, doesn't even come back and test it, and just keeps going. Well, I'm going to stand in there and short it because the market's telling me that they don't need to sell under 59.02, right? The other thing that we kind of had some success with this morning was I came up with a way to think about taking trades and setups. I don't know if this will help you guys or not. Take it with a grain of salt. But you know when you enter into like any kind of thing, whenever you buy something or they say terms and conditions, right? These are the terms and conditions for this transaction, right? You know, like when you enter a contest or something like that, right? They have terms and conditions. You're right, right? So you have to think about that in your trading, folks. Does this trade match the terms and conditions that I do business? Right? And so if you're looking, say I want to go long here, right? I want to go long because I know or I sense that they don't need to sell under 97.5. But I know that there's going to be sellers up here at 99.5. So does this trade meet my terms and conditions? Does this trade mean that, hey, if I buy 98, if I go and buy 98, I'm probably going to have to sell it at 99.25. Is that business that I want to do? Do I want to do business for 1.5? Only you can answer that. This way you can use the chart to tell you, is that the kind of business I want to do? Right? So the trade matches the way you do business. Now, if you don't know how you do business, well, you're in luck because we'll teach you that. Right? The reason you want to go long, there's a business reason. It's pretty simple. Right? If you're going long at 98, it means that the market makers and the wholesalers don't need to sell it under 98. So they can charge more. But if they put it on sale under 98, then the business reason for your trade doesn't exist. Right? And it's simple. So look, say you're long 98, and we told you that there's going to be a seller here. Check it out. So are you willing to hold it to see if that seller will find buyers and lift price up over 5,900? Or are you going to sell into it? Look, it hit it to the tick. You can't get any more exact than that. Right? We told you it was going to come right to that white level. It came to it. The sellers started competing. Now, if those sellers, think of this as a glass door, and the sellers are here, they're looking through the glass door. If they see a bunch of people lined up, waiting for that door to open, they're going to raise price. If they don't, they're going to lower price and try and grab these people in the parking lot. That's how you look at a level. And how do you tell? Because the offer, this red line, will lift over the white line like that. See? There it is. Boom. Right? So they saw buyers. Now, how long are these buyers good for? That's why you got to get your orders in. So if you were long 98 on 2 contracts, sell one at 99.5 quarter, and then make sure that you've got offers out so you grab those buyers, right? Because there's no point having an inventory of goods to sell if you don't sell it, right? This is not hoarders, right? Your job is not to hoard ES contracts. You're not an investor. Make sense? Next area you're looking is around 5,900, 5,900 and a half. See if we can creep above that level. This way, you're prepared, right? You're not just like throwing darts at a board. You know where the sellers are. They're going to sell there again. That's how markets work, right? The reason you don't hear this in other trading rooms is because other trading rooms are not run by people who were liquidators. So the only thing I think about is liquidating, right? That's the only thing I think about. I saw an article, right? Sellers came in, they're competing, right? So if you were long, I hope you sold. You have to sell into strength. It is the only way you're going to make any money in a choppy market. I was reading an article in the Wall Street Journal, and they said that private equity firms are sitting on a record 29,000 companies worth $3.6 trillion, half of which that they've owned over 5 years or more. The first thing I think of is how are they going to get rid of that stuff? Who are they going to sell that to? Hey, Travis, what's going on? Yeah, they'll sell it to your pension fund, exactly. Just how much paper can your pension fund eat? That's the thing. That's the question. Right. Anyway, I think like a liquidator. I don't think like a purchaser. I don't think like a consumer. I think like the guy who has 10,000 units to move at 120. Well, exactly, William. They've been they've been playing that game for a while. Alrighty, let's see. I missed that short. Ah, damn it! That was one I missed right there. Right, I should have been shorting the 97s, the 96s against 98 when I saw that seller. There'll be some bids here at VWAP. No, I'm not watching Japan at all, Marky. But please let us know if something happens. The ES is a pretty good barometer of that stuff. Hey, Cisco Aloha. How's it, brother? Welcome, welcome, welcome. I have Ohana in Hawaii. It's early for you. That's the only bad thing about Hawaii is having to trade at 3 in the morning. So there's a 96 seller here. It's good to have you. So I'm scalp short one at 94 and a half when I saw that seller there, and I'm just going to cover it at 92 and a quarter. And it's just one micro. That's actually the first trade I've taken this morning. And really, I should have been short 97, 96. But when I saw that seller engage here, that's when I shorted the 94 half and stuck my stop right above there. Yeah, my stop was no, it was right here. I put it at 96 because I missed the trade. I should have been short here with my stop here. So I missed it, so I hit it here, stop here. I saw aggressive selling. That's why I took that trade a little late. And did I get a little lucky? Yeah, right? I spotted, like, it's not that I knew that it was going to break VWAP. I was like, if it breaks VWAP, I'll cover. So let's see where we open this puppy up. Let's see what this 15 seconds left. And we're off. Pretty decent seller at the open. Just let it open. If I see it come up to VWAP, I'll be very curious if the sellers start to sell before VWAP. Let's wait for the second minute candle to open. If you're shorting against the 88s, like I am, I'll cover the 84s. Flat. I waited. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to improve my scalping because I've been missing out on a lot of good trades. One is to identify a seller, see the seller step down, so you can short and put your stop at using the levels. There we go, down to 79. And I was short biased because I know that most of this buying in the overnight has just been good old distribution. The levels are working nicely. 79 and 3/4 is working. See, we've got distribution. We've had distribution over VWAP all night. So now we're going to come down and get into the lower cost basis areas. Let's see if we can hold over 79. A little short covering here. Well, let's see where they sell into it. Well, yeah, they're selling into your 81s at 10. That's good. Now, because there's a standard deviation there, it's a bit of a pain in the butt. There's a few buy orders. That's why you're getting this annoying buying if you're short. Once we get under 78, it'll be a nice move down to 75. Let's see. Can we do it? Hey, Jerry, how you doing? Let's see if the next candle can stay under 79 and 3/4. Not yet. Let's see. There we go. Come on. There we go. Dropping in, what did I say, 75 and change? Let's see if we can get down there. And voila, 75. Next stop, 71 and a quarter. Right, this is just normal inventory correction. This isn't any huge change. Remember I told you 58, 60 and 3/4 is, I'd love to see that get tested in regular trading orders, and now the market's open about 15 points away from that. You know, we're one time framing down on these 1 minute candles, which means every high is lower. That's beautiful. If you're short, stay short. Stay short until we find the bid. Right? That's why we find the bid. If you're short, you short down to the bid. Right? So next area is around 66, 66 and a quarter. Oh, found some bids under 70. That's okay. Little size came in. That's cool. Now let's see where they sell into it, right? Do they sell into it here, right? Do they sell into it here? Right there, they've already started selling. Point of controls down here, some size short covering, right? That's front running as we get down to the overnight low, right? If you had to cover size, sure you want to cover 62, but if you have to cover a couple of thousand contracts, you might have to cover them up here. Still not a bad trade if you're short from all the way up here at the 58.99s, right? Now, if you don't take that whole trade, you can do what I did, is you can cut that up into a couple of trades so it's more digestible, right? You don't have to take the whole trade and hold it, right? Right? You can take a chunk of it here, a chunk of it here, and a chunk of it here, right? And that way you can minimize your risk if you feel like it. And what I'm interested in is 58.61. I'd like to see a look below and fail of the overnight low, or a look below and go. Now, when you're down at the lows like this, if you're short and you've been short on the way down, we found some bids under 70, okay? I don't know how long they're good for, but what you want to be careful of is if this thing runs out of supply and a large buy order comes in, we could easily hit 79. Just beyond, I'm not saying it's going to happen, and I'm not telling you to get long, but if you haven't covered some of your short position, right, if it starts reclaiming these levels here, like it's doing right now, right, let's see if it can take out the 76s. See, look, right there. Now, if we get offered above that standard deviation, you could drop a big order and be at 79 real quick. So this way you get to, if you were short, say even 88, 84, like why not cover under 74 than above? I mean, I would. And that's how you can use these charts to help you maximize your profits, right? Help us minimize risk, maximize profit. So we can go in, because if I was short 58.84 and I could have got like a 73 cover, I'd rather do that than a 77 cover. Make sense? I mean, why lose out on 4 or 5 points? That's why it's essential to find the bid. You short down to the bid and then you cover. Well, there you go. And we're right back to 79. And what did I miss? I missed calling out the look below and fail of 70. Right? That was pretty clear. I was too short biased. I thought they'd sell into it here and I thought they'd sell into it here, but they didn't. Look, we're right back to 79. So if you were short 84 and you didn't cover 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, you just gave up a lot of money. So that's our bid on the open. Right? Market's bid on the open 58.69.68. Now you know where the market's bid. You can work off of it. I apologize. I had a lot of coffee. You guys all kind of seem very sleepy. Nice work, Dave. It's it's 2:30 in the UK, so it's I'm fully caffeinated. That's brutal. I was kind of craving another cup of coffee, but I don't think I'm allowed. All right. Let's backfill a little bit and bring it back down to 76. Come on now. It's doing this annoying. It's bid and offered right here at 79.80. So let's see. Hey, remember the markets. It has not had time to digest this crazy tweetage. Hey, Sadiq, what's going on? Yeah, there we go. Nice little sell order under 80 back. Yeah, I've seen that on YouTube. All those guys are telling people to drink mushroom coffee. I can't imagine that tastes very good, Dave. All right. If you didn't cover, too bad, so sad. You got to watch that offer when you're short. That short lasted about 70 seconds. Oh, it doesn't change the flavor? Okay. Good stuff, Etienne. Faut être vite in this market, Etienne. You got to be fast. I'm sure we have some of it in the pantry. My girlfriend buys every single health product. Looks like a health food store in here. I don't know what half of the stuff is. Right? You can keep shorting against that 82, Etienne, right? Because you got a seller at 82. So you can sell alongside that guy or girl, right? As soon as they stop selling, you cover, right? And we might be doing. Yeah, it's okay. What's wrong with one contract? Listen, I'm not going to kick a contract away. If somebody gives me $30, I'll still take it and say thank you, right? You know, I haven't got my British lordship yet, Raj. I want to be like that guy, Lord Black of Cross Harbor. Wear one of those red robes. So now we're trying to creep over the 82s. We're going to take this cheap product and try and sell it up here, right? Just under VWAP, right? Yeah, I get a kick out of that. I don't actually know what they do all day. Well, you lost your seller at 82, right? This is like you were going to get into a bar fight and your buddy who's going to back you up saw a pretty girl and took off. So you got to weasel your way out of that situation now, right? As soon as you lose your seller, get the hell out of the short, right? Now let's see if the seller comes back. Yeah, that's okay. Win lump, you win some, you lose some, you keep fighting, right? Go to the street. Next seller is going to be here at 84. And there will be sellers up at 87. Do you want to risk that much of your short? I would just leave it alone right now. Wait for the next order of business. There's that 84 and a quarter seller. Are they aggressive enough to push it under 82? Buyers are coming in. You have to coax those buyers in. They're not that willing. I think a lot of people are still in Memorial Day. Hey, Slicey, what's going on? Yeah, end of month is Friday. I mean, Thursday. Thursday. Friday is the last trading day. And listen, if you guys weren't around, I'd still be on holidays. Right? Memorial Day, you take the whole week off. You know, go out on the boat. My thing is find friends who have boats so you don't have to buy your own boat. They're front running VWAP right here. Well, it's a good thing, Etienne, that the market has no feelings. See, there you go. James is on his yacht in the Hamptons. Well, nice of you to join us. Yeah, I can't get over the open just yet. Slowing down a bit. I'm really curious how this day works out. Okay, so we found sellers between 82 and 86 for about 5 minutes. Now it's become too choppy for me to trade, right? So I won't trade this now if it's choppy. This does look like a decent look below and fail of 79 and 3/4 just now. But I know they're going to sell into it somewhere. And I was just honestly too lazy to take the trade. Which wouldn't have been a bad trade. You know, 80 and a half, 81 long to 84. Right. So that tells you my discipline is not that great. Still got a little Monday morning brain. Well, even though it's Tuesday. I think it's all the red smoke from yesterday, from that parade. So remember the terms and conditions under which we do business? That ain't it. I'm not interested in that. Now, if you're a position builder and you're trying to build a position under VWAP, oh, there's news in 10 minutes, right? Thanks, Aubrey. Well, maybe I'll just wait until the news finishes. Nice. Nice trade, Chris. Nice trade. Nothing wrong with that. It's pretty slow, folks. It's distributing the inventory under 58.79. We're just selling it above 58.79, but we can't get any more than 87 for it. So business is a little slow. It's not a lot of order flow, which is a fancy way of saying customers. Not a lot of customers in the market this morning, which makes sense as we're just coming off a holiday. Back down to 82. Let's see if we can get that back down to 79 and see where the bids are. Yeah, I'll wait for the news. I'm feeling a little lazy. I don't mind waiting for the news. Well, my proc is at 84, Chris. Just moved up. Yeah, no worries. Now, if we get all of that inventory under VWAP, we can go take it now and try and sell it between 88 and 93. That's good, Alexander. That's good concentration. See, now there's that pop over VWAP. Now let's take, right, load it up the truck, take the truck up here. right? Simple inventory, go sell the inventory for profit. The good thing is when you trade with common sense, you don't have to waste your time thinking about algos and HFT and all that stuff. Who's buying it? Anybody. Doesn't matter who's buying it. As long as there's buyers. If there's no buyers, we got to put it back on sale at you. When you start taking a chart up, people will chase price. Market makers are just there to provide liquidity at you. Don't worry about all those things. Worry about what trade you will take and why that trade makes good business sense. We don't care who's buying it at 89.90. We'll sell it to anybody. But if there's not enough buyers, we'll have to put it on sale. Use your brain power for those kinds of thoughts. Don't get hung up in what market makers are doing and who's doing this and who's doing that. Focus on a way to do business where you see a business opportunity and you can capitalize on it while managing your risk. You have a business reason for the trade, right? And if that business reason goes away, you get the hell out of the trade, right? Also, right now, the market is going back and forth over VWAP. The candles are really tight. The price action is really slow. That's not a time for you to be doing business, right? This is a time where wholesale makes money and retail has a cup of coffee. Right? So when the market doesn't meet the terms and conditions under which you do business, step away. Relax, right? Just relax, right? As soon as you see like these tiny tight candles and stuff like that, you can just chill. You don't have to do anything. There's nothing happening for you here, right? Have one for me because I'm not allowed to. Go have a Gauloise. uh, see? I don't know. I don't know if they still make those. They do? Oh, I haven't smoked in 30 years. Yeah, exactly. Those small candles. Oh, there we go. There's our news. There's our news candle. Got a little bit of a pop. Oh, right, those little candles are a testament to electronic trading. Now let's go blow this inventory off up here. Yeah, it's good sometimes, Jane, just to take a step back, especially after a 3 day weekend. Especially after a 3 day weekend where Dennis the Menace went and changed the macro, right? So it's kind of nice to see what the market thinks of all this news and how to digest it. Now distribution. Hey, well done. And now you're just going to see the distribution of this product up here. If we get some good buying, we'll take out that white bar and get up into this area. But if we don't, they could still make a good buck selling their inventory here. Unfortunately, no business for us right now. But at least you don't get chopped up. At least you're not over trading, right? Okay. Nobody came to work today except the algos. Thing is, what gets me about this kind of price action is it induces people to short, right? That slow, creepy price action that Doc was thinking about. Exactly. That's what I was thinking too, Doc. I'm thinking the same thing, right? You get that sideways action, and that just induces people to short, and then it just keeps creeping higher on them. Yeah, exactly, Chris. That's exactly what it means. So it just keeps creeping. And people will mistake that slowness exactly, James, right? It sucks you into shorting it, right? Because it looks weak. And then people start using terms like it feels weak. It feels tired, right? And that sucks you in. And the next thing you know, it's like 6 ticks higher. Oh, so people short more, right? And the next thing you know, it's 8 ticks higher, right? And that really started, I started noticing that around 2016, 2017, when they started really turning on the algos and really getting into that, getting seriously away from human trading. It's so precise. Look at the distributions. They're so tight. Look at that. It's just crazy. Like if humans were running this, it'd be like this, right? It wouldn't be so tight. That's why I can't trade a market based on feel. No way. Not interested. No way. No how. Yeah, no close above 94 yet. Well, Let's see what they've got. Nothing wrong with being a little lazy on the first day back after a long weekend. Yeah, if we can get back under VWAP doc, yeah, then that should bring out some selling. But this part, I'll wait. See, like this little red candle, it's starting to look weak, right? It feels weak, and then all of a sudden it turns green. Right? And anyone who shorted under 93 quarter now, right? They're all gasping for air. And the worst is when, like, you see size traders, they'll just sell, they'll sell two, sell two, sell two. Before you know it, they're short like 15, 20 contracts, and they're selling two every 4 ticks or 6 ticks up. They're offside like 10 points on 20 contracts, and that adds up. This thing can really sneak up on you if you're not paying attention. See, look at that. There you go, Doc. You got your head poking above 94, 95. Let's see if we could close a couple of candles above it. Look how slow this is. This is crazy. Okay, anybody have any questions? Anybody do anything fun over the weekend? Holy moly. Whew. You worked yesterday? Well, you had to make sure everybody had their propane for the barbecue, right? Let's see if that 94 holds. Set up Sierra chart. Actually, that's what I did about, was it 10 years ago? I set up Sierra chart. It took me an entire Memorial Day long weekend to do it. Okay, folks. I'm sorry. It's please write your congressman about this bad price action. Okay. What do you think, Howard? What do you think, Howard? I'm just going to draw a line at 94 and look at the price now. It has been holding the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 minutes. There you go. Take it out 97 3/4. There's a standard deviation here at 98. The upper stops are just above 5,900. Goodness. Yeah. Now they're going to liquidate down till that 94. Let's watch Howard and see if it holds 94 again. The only way to really trade this is, and it's hard. It's not scalpable. That's why I've been so quiet, and apologies for that. But I've just been thinking about it. The only way to trade it would to be to hold a long position, right? Build a little long position, use those bottoms as you're out. Build it a little long, and then you just sell into strength. It's not the greatest business plan in the world, but you have to adapt to the market you're given. I certainly don't have the patience for it. I only thought of it now, so kind of useless. 45 minutes into our session. Maybe we'll get some better price action later on in the day. What I'm curious to see is when that next half hour period opens up, do we have single prints? Will we have a short position under 58.89, which will be right under here? Um, for folks in the coaching class, we'll do a little price action lab at 11. Are you guys interested? I'll be there at 11 anyway. It might be more of a price lab because there is no action. All right. We take out these sellers now. Remember there were sellers here? Oh, sorry. On the way down. Right, they initiated here. Let's see if they sell into us again. Yes. Thank you, Nigel. Yeah, they are singles up here. We went into them in the overnight, but doesn't count until we go into them during the day. Ooh, excuse me. Anybody else? Questions? I haven't even looked at equities at all. Anything happening out there in the wide world of stocks? Is everybody just still chilling out from the holiday? I don't even have, I don't even have my equity software open. I'll take a look at it though. I'll maybe post a chart on Twitter. Nvidia earnings are tomorrow. Wow. Well, gosh, when you have people caught short, you might as well take advantage of it, eh? Look at that. And this is, remember, was it 45 minutes ago we were talking about slow, creepy price action? Right? There you have it. Oh, thanks, RS. The single prints from these ones here, if we had gapped above them, I would have removed them. Like, say if the market had opened at 59.16, I'd definitely remove them. Yeah. Because to the downside, there's supply. If you gap up, that means there's no supply there anymore. Well, that escalated rather quickly. 97 to 4 in a couple of candles. Be some sellers at 4. I think I'm going to have to have another cup of coffee before our next session. See if we can clear out those 4 1/4 sellers. 4 3/4 sellers. And if we clear that, then we're looking at that area just above 5908. Get rid of VWAP now. See this? Geez, this. I'm just watching this slow, jerky price action. It just sucks people into shorting it. Remember when we saw this and we thought, okay, it's going to break? Then all of a sudden, boom. Then you get a candle back down. And then boom. It's so well traded out that as soon as it gets down to an area where it finds a bid, it just lifts the offer right away. Right? And it's so precise. I mean, if you're old like me and you're used to executing trades on the phone and then watching how they build out on the chart versus the precision of this market, it's something else. Look at those lows. Right? And it stops right on a dime. And the rotations are just tiny. Yeah. Now let's see where they liquidate down to. I'm kind of looking for this just above 5,900. And if we can't, then the offer will pull right back up. Quite amazing. Yeah, if we, I mean, I'm not forecasting. If we take out that overnight high, there's really, my next major level up is 5920, which is up here. And Doc's looking for 24, so we're in the same neighborhood. That'll be a nice setup going into month end. And folks, so you know, I will not be here Thursday and Friday. See how they sucked all those people in short under 3? Right, that move sucked people in. They shorted it. Same thing they've been doing. Boom. Not they, but the market. Yeah, I'll be looking for 10. 9 or 10. Actually, the first stop will, for me, will be 8. 8.5. Thanks, Jaden. You have a good day, too. And thank you, everyone, for joining us. We'd love you to come visit us at thetradingsyndicate.org. We've got a great community of traders that help each other. You know, we have all sorts of stuff, crypto, options, whatever you're into. We will help you make money doing it. And we also have, starting next week, we'll have some new one-on-one coaching. Drop me a line if you need any help. Thank you so much. And we will see you tomorrow morning. Thanks, everyone. Bye for now.